So anyway, where was I? Oh, we're doing things you need to, do you need another? Yes. Yeah, so we're back. Had a little emergency break there. Some things you need to know. So we talked about the turkey teeny. We talked about the little... Let's go to Hollywood. I probably just lost the majority of my audience by taking a break, but it needed to be done. Kiefer Sutherland going to return to the big screen as an action hero in something called Sierra Madre. That's going to be coming out maybe late this year, early next year. It's currently filming in Colombia. If they're currently filming, I'm saying it's coming out next year. So look for Kiefer Sutherland to be returning to the big screen. Netflix saying be patient. Stranger Things coming out in 2025. That's what they're saying. So if you're a Stranger Things fan, it's still in the works. It's just delayed for whatever reason. So, we'll see what happens with Stranger Things. And then also, things you need to know. I know this. About 50 to 70 million Americans have sleep disorders of some kind, according to the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute. So sleep disorders, 50 to 70 million Americans. Hey, we got some people coming back. Patrick Carson, yes, thank you. Appreciate that, Bubby. I know some other people had commented in the first part of this video earlier. So, good morning to everybody, and thanks for the happy anniversary wishes. Let's do some of this. Today's Impossible. It's impossible. Anything is possible. You guys can get this question. Today's impossible question. In the mid-1990s, 50% of American adults, did this every day. 50% in the 1990s. Today, 64% of American adults do this daily. What do you think it is? What are we talking about? That's our impossible question for today. Good morning to Patrick and Bubby. I'm going to go back to the original video. I want to see who had comments there. We had Dan, we had Anthony, we had Bubby, Patrick, Sandy, Dixie, Sherry, Tamra. A bunch of people were in that first video. My apologies, had to take an emergency break. And now we're back. So hopefully we get our audience back. Today's impossible question. In the mid-1990s, American adults did this every day. Now we're at 64% of American adults doing this daily. It's drinking coffee. I don't drink coffee. I think I've said this many times on here. I've tasted coffee once. When I was a kid, I took a sip of my dad's coffee at the breakfast table, and that cured me for life. Haven't tried it since. So there you go. Let's get weird.
That is weird.
In some weird today, a California mother, we talked about this yesterday, just a little bit, Neil and I. A California mom was rushed to the hospital after accidentally sealing her eye shut with glue. Nail glue. Mistaking it for her eye drops. Whoops. Her name is Jennifer Eversole. She'd been using the glue for her daughter's nail. Oh, so not like hammer and nails, like fingernails. Okay, now I get it. And accidentally reached for the similarly sized bottle, pouring it into her eye. Realizing her mistake, as an intense burning sensation began, she instinctively shut her eye, which caused it to glue and seal her eyelid shut. Emergency responders transported her to the hospital. Doctors applied numbing drops and carefully separated her eyelids. Fortunately, luckily for her, she sustained only minor scratches and is expected to make a full recovery. So, lessons on why you don't use glue instead of your eye drops. Thanks, Dan. Let's see here. It appears that some people on voting night, election night, some people were surprised that President Joe Biden wasn't on the ballot. as Google says that Google Trends, people were searching for, did Joe Biden drop out? Who didn't know that? Where have you been since what? July, August? It was after whenever the debate was. So evidently a lot of people didn't know Joe Biden had dropped out of the election. So, yeah. Let's go to Scotland. Scotland Yard is hunting a prankster in their ranks who filled an iron with urine. Somebody peed in the iron in the locker room of one of London's biggest police stations. The culprit filled an iron used for ironing officers' uniforms with urine at the locker room at the police station in central London. The Met is investigating one count of criminal damage over the iron prank. So, peeing in the iron. I had never even considered such a prank. I'm sure Neil Kropp probably did that a time or two in his heyday. Love you, Neil. What else do we have in the weird today? The world's first wood-paneled satellite. Is it going to look like the wood paneling on station wagons back in like the 70s and 80s? The world's first wood-paneled satellite has been launched into space to test the sustainability and the suitability of timber as a renewable building material in future exploration of destinations like the moon and Mars. So, wood in space. Wood in space. And finally, let's go to Japan. Just one in five boys at senior high school in Japan have had their first kiss, according to the Japanese Association for Sex Education. That is the lowest figure since the organization conducted its first survey of sexual behavior among young people in 1974. So only 1 in 5 boys at senior high school in Japan have had their first kiss. Okay. Gotta kiss those girls. Let's get this to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder, how about this? Let's go to Oregon. A cyclist in Oregon was struck by an ambulance. It was at kind of a very slow pace. All right, so here's the story. 71-year-old was on his bike going, he was guessing like 5 to 10 miles per hour. An ambulance going 10 miles per hour or less started to make a turn and actually hit the 71-year-old. So it was a very slow motion thing. However, the ambulance stopped, they picked the guy up, and they took him to the hospital. Well, now the guy got a $1,800 bill from the ambulance company for hauling him to the hospital. So they hit him, and then they picked him up and took him to the hospital. So, I mean, I guess that's one way to get business, is to hit your clients and then haul them to the hospital and then send them a bill for it. So, of course, there's a lawsuit in the works there. Shall we do something that'll make you smile? Probably. We should probably do that. It's brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions.
Something that makes you smile.
And Lifetime Dental Solutions, they can help you with all things dental. You know, they've got cleanings, pediatrics, extractions, dentures, and more. Lifetime Dental Solutions on the east side of the square in Sigourney. Stop in and see Dr. Stacy Freeze. And something to make you smile, a couple who celebrated the 4th of July and forgot about the cases of beer in their garage were reminded where they had stored their beverages after their pet pig had a party all by himself. Morgan Mullins, 33, lives in Gill, Colorado, is the proud owner of the pig Strawberry, 7-year-old, what they call a Juliana pig, whom she described to Newsweek as the love of our life. Her and her husband just love their pig Strawberry, and they've got a duck, too. But she took a video after they opened their garage and found the pig in the garage, along with the leftover cases of beer, There were cans all over the place. There was a mess, and there was a drunk pig in their garage. And then in the video, on which you can find on TikTok, the duck that they also have is quacking and laughing it up in the background. So if you want to see a humorous drunk pig video, check that out on TikTok. It's something to make you smile. We'll put that story up at 7:45 this morning. Something to make you smile, brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions. Let's wrap this up with the
Duh.
In some duh, let's go to India. In a tragic Diwali incident in Bengaluru, India, a 32-year-old oh, this is nasty. A 32-year-old construction worker died after attempting a dangerous stunt where he sat on a box of fireworks, reportedly encouraged and egged on by his friends who promised to buy him an auto rickshaw if he succeeded. The group, believed to be drunk, maybe they were hanging out with a pig, I don't know, convinced him to sit on the fireworks, which then exploded and caused severe injuries. In fact, he died from his injuries at a hospital on November 2nd. Now, police have arrested 6 people involved in the incident, charging them with culpable homicide. So, lesson learned, don't get drunk and don't let your friends encourage you to sit on a box of fireworks. It's bad things.
Duh.
Good one, Patrick. He went out with a bang. He certainly did. It's some duh. Let's take one last look at our forecast for today. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate. Looking pretty nice for today. After a little bit of fog this morning, we'll have some sunshine. I'm seeing sunshine here in the big town of Sigourney, and a high around 56. Calm winds becoming northwest at about 5 miles per hour. And a chilly low of 32 for tonight. Of course, we do thank Brothers Market in Sigourney for being our headline sponsor. Savings are made simple. Find all that good stuff at shopbrothersmarket.com. Make sure you download the Brothers Market app. And then, of course, the Oski Dental Studios. Give them a call at 641-673-4845. Looking up at the video schedule on the wall, Thursdays is always the busiest day of the week as far as videos go. In remembrance of, on the way at 8 a.m., Sigourney Public Library. At 10 a.m., 4 p.m. brings us The Great Outdoors with Laura DeCook from Mahaska County Conservation. 5:30, we'll have Successful Farming. 6 o'clock, we'll have The Weekly Pet from Heartland Humane Society. 7 o'clock, Morgan You Asked For with Sports and More. I know they'll be talking about the election. They recorded their Sports and More show to Morgan You Asked For Sports and More show. They recorded that on election night. And I think we'll get the Hockaholics back on board for tonight. So lots to get to today. Make sure you stay tuned for all that good stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here. We thank Brothers Market and Oski Dental once again. You guys have a great day. Be back here tomorrow at 7 a.m.